thank you for coming today. I have two policies I'd like to go through with you both. The first one is our infectious disease control policy that's been developed. If you have a read through it, we've got the purpose on the front here. Our purpose is to eliminate any exposure to risk when working remotely or in isolated working conditions. In locations where risk cannot be eliminated, risk controls must be used. So going through the policy, you can have a look at here the procedures. There's your legal information, what we're working under, which is your Work Health Safety Risk Management, your Work Health Safety Act, the EPA, Environmental Protection Authority, and the National Disability Service Standards and the Disability Service Act. So they're our legislative framework that we're working under. Now if you look further down, you'll see your transmission of infection and how infectious agents can be spread. They can be spread, as you read through it, a variety of ways, and you guys have to be really aware of this working in the environment that we do. So you can airborne germs, breathing in, touching contaminated objects or eating contaminated food, skin-to-skin contact, so you must be aware if you're shaking hands or touching someone else or touching their food. Contact with body fluids, that's really important. You must ensure that you use your safety equipment, which we'll go through when we're dealing with any of these things here. So managing the workplace environment and facilities, infection control procedures relating to good personal hygiene include washing your hands. So washing your hands will stop the spread of many pathogens, and there's a process to do it, and at each of the sinks, in front of the sinks there is a process outlining how to correctly wash your hands and dry your hands. So if you could please follow those procedures. If you find that a sink or a toilet doesn't have those procedures, if you can let me know, we can get those procedures up. So if you've got unbroken skin, cuts, short fingernails, anything like that damage to your skin, ensure that you cover your skin, because that's a very easy way for germs to be transmitted into your body. So Band-Aid, that's you. Waterproof dressing is written here, and if it's quite a serious cut, you should come and see me and we can see if there's some other duties you might perform until that gets better. Gloves, always wear gloves when handling body fluids, equipment, any food, anything like that. When you be sure to change your gloves when going between client to client, that's because your gloves obviously have germs on them too. So when you dispose of your gloves, and there are special disposal kits available for those items, please use those kits there. I'll show you later on where they are. And wash your hands before putting on new gloves and dealing with something new. Important, don't share any personal items. That means between the clients and yourselves as well. So for instance, ensure that your toothbrush, your razors, all that sort of thing are put away and they're specifically used for one person. If you need some more supplies, let me know. There's plenty in the cupboard outside. Infectious control procedures relating to cleanliness in the workplace. So these include regular washing of the floors, the bathrooms and the surfaces. So although we do have cleaners that we come in there, if you do see a spill, if you don't feel that you're able to clean it up, can you please let someone know? That is a work health and safety issue as well, and we need to ensure that nothing's spread everywhere and no one's injured. So we also need to ensure that the washing of the walls and ceilings are done periodically. Again, we've got cleaners to come in there, but if you do see a spill or something on the walls, if you please let someone know. So thoroughly washing and drying the mops, the brushes and the cloths after use is very good. If you can put them out in the sunlight, we've got our little door outside where we keep our mops so the sun can come there, and that assists with killing any of the germs. So it's very important when you're using disinfectants, you always must be wearing gloves, cleaning the surface before using the disinfectant as well, so clean up any food scraps, anything that's lying around, and follow the directions on the bottle. If there are any issues or you're having trouble, not sure what to do, please ask the supervisor. So spot clean when necessary, don't walk past something, yes, please pick it up or clean it up. Same when we're preparing food for our clients. You must wash your hands thoroughly after handling food. Avoid touching your hair, nose or mouth. Keep hot food hot and cold food cold. If you're unsure, don't risk it. Just put it in the bin and let someone know. So use separate storage utensils and preparation surfaces for cooked and uncooked foods, and wash all utensils and preparation surfaces thoroughly with hot water and detergent. So, and this is very for your own safety, dealing with spills of body fluids. I'd like you to both have a look at this, because this is quite a serious and can be quite a dangerous incident if you do get some body fluids spilled on you. So, example of body fluids includes blood, saliva, urine and faeces. So when dealing with these types of spills, infection control processes need to be followed carefully. As you can see here, you'll all be given, here's a mask for everybody. So these obviously in COVID times are very important for everyone to use. So with your mask, you just pop it over your ears and you just get a good firm tightening under your chin. And this is where you should, I'll just take this off so you can hear me. So it's just good to prevent, if you've got a cold or somebody else is sick, and especially with COVID around at the moment, you want to ensure that you're wearing that. My goggles are actually not with us, so if you're dealing with any spills, it's best to cover your eyes by putting your goggles on, and the goggles have a seal around here so that no spillages can come into your eyes. If there's anything that comes into your eyes, as you know, it can be easily absorbed by the body. You can take your mask off, sorry. And gloves. There are gloves everywhere, so just normal latex gloves. If you're allergic to latex, there are other ones out there, so you just put your gloves on. Now remember to change these between clients and also change between spills. So different sizes for everybody. I'm sure you're all familiar with the gloves. And the last thing I don't have with me is an apron. Now these aprons can be found in a few places. Just pop them over your head. It's like a food apron to protect your clothing. In the event you do get some spills on your clothing, please let us know, because that's a potential hazard, and we need to change your clothes and get you seen by a doctor if you've got open cuts or anything.
If in the instance that there's no masks available, should we use other means to cover our faces?
I think in that circumstances, no. These are specially formulated masks, and this is for your personal protection. So if you don't have any of this protection available, please come and see your supervisor immediately, and we'll arrange for some to be delivered. We'll go and get some, and then we'll just make sure that that still there is contained until such time as we can get masks or gloves or aprons. Your safety is number one, so you've got to look after yourself, and also if you see your fellow colleagues not doing the right thing, please let somebody know, or just help them, because there's obviously we've got some junior people starting with this as well, and this is a new policy. So same thing as you would with everyone, have this, wash the area with hot water, dry the area, dispose of your paper towels and gloves appropriately. Don't just put them in the bin there, put them in the special waste bin that we've got. That'll be the red bin that you see. There's 3 red bins dotted around the workplace, and I can show you that afterwards. So any contaminated clothing, rinse immediately in cold running water, soak in bleach solution, or just let us know, because we'll just change, we'll just get a new shirt, so that's fine. So again, it goes through here, disposing of infected waste, and your reporting procedures is very important here. So any reports, you need to contact 000 if it's quite serious, if it's chemicals, or advise your team leader and your work health safety policy as well. So if you want to just continue reading through that as you have done in your own time, and if you've got any questions, obviously this is the risk control. We need to really mitigate any risk within the workplace, and that goes without saying. So have you got any questions about this particular policy with your risk management, as you mentioned with your drugs and everything?
For me, I think you've explained it in a deeper way, and you've said that you can show us where things are.
We can go through
around.
this.
So, yeah.
And Bola, Talia here is your supervisor, so in the event when you guys are on the floor, direct any queries you have to Talia, and you, Talia, if you can just let me know if there's anything further that you think that we need to cover or that we haven't covered within this policy as you're working on the floor. So, so Talia, as a supervisor, your responsibility is to also identify these skills, as yours is too, Bola, anything around the workplace that is concerned, and report them through. Fill out the required paperwork, and we need to notify work health. The WorkSafe NT will come out if there's any real issues. We also need to go through, the WorkSafe NT, workers' compensation, these are all the acts that we're working under, and you can find all your legal requirements on the WorkSafe NT website. So it's got your rights and responsibilities, and also the businesses' Happy Backpacks, our rights that we have to deliver to you guys. So just quickly, we'll go through the managing aggressive behaviour because we're nearly out of time. In the front here, you've got the terms. This policy is obviously what it says, how to manage aggressive people in the workplace. This happens a lot, obviously, in the type of work that we're doing. There's procedures on how to deal with it. And I want you to both look at your immediate response. So you need to observe the following instances. Any staff member that is at risk of attack or injury, you should be removed. So remove yourself. If a staff member is injured, they receive medical attention immediately. Don't wait. If it's safe to remove from the situation and get medical attention. If there is a risk of injury to a staff member or another person, you should be removed if possible to a safe location and remain until police arrive. If the person is not able to remain, then gather enough details of the event for the incident for the police, and report the incident as soon as possible to their supervisor or manager. Aggressive people sometimes they're very hard to deal with. Number one, remove yourself from the situation if you feel unsafe, and call police. That's really important that you follow those guidelines. So the responsibility of the supervisor is to follow the guidelines in the policy and ensure that staff are made aware of the support services that are offered. There's incidents of clients' aggression, and actions are taken to support staff who have been affected. So we need to constantly review these procedures as well, and we're going to obviously give you all further training to enhance your skills in dealing with these aggressive people. So you're reporting this. If you follow it down to you, this is how I'd like you to report. So anything that's needs to be reported. Sorry, any incident that needs to be reported must be reported within 24 hours. There are appropriate work health safety forms that be completed and submitted to me, the work health supervisor officer. If you have to be hospitalised, then the supervisor must be notified after hours as well. And if a staff member wishes to lodge a workers' compensation claim, there is paperwork here to do so. Please just let us know. So going forward, there's policy, have a read through that, and the procedures and how to deal with aggressive behaviour in our clients. Again, we're going to do an extensive workshop with this so everybody has further training in that. So has anyone got any further questions?
I'm wondering, as bowler's supervisor, whether in our workplace we should develop like a diary so that if an incident does occur, as one staff member can be responsible for recording.
That's a great idea. Yes, you'll find that there is a reporting policy out there, and that's I'll ensure that I get a book written up, and then you can start that diary. And if you could actually return that back to me if there's any incidents each day, if there's something serious. Otherwise, each week will be fine. So I think that's all.
Based on that, there's what is called communication book, where we can communicate what has happened during the shift for the client.
Yeah, that's yes.
So that the other staff coming on board can be able to read through and know what has happened previously. So
Okay,
that
so
communication book just has
I'll set that up, and if you can all write that in your case notes too, I'll put that in the case notes if there's any incidents that we need to be made aware of.
Yeah.
So I might just time restraints, might leave it there. If you both of you have a read through those policies, if you think there's something else we need to add on to it, Tony, if you'd like to let me know. And thank you for your time.